I built a dashboard using ChatGPT that works for me while I sleep, and you can do it too. In this video, I'm going to go over how to basically create a website that updates itself on ChatGPT or AKA a dashboard. That's the way I look at these. This could be a professional dashboard, a creative dashboard, health, or otherwise. But as you can see here, I built what I call the Steward, which is a social scanner or social compass that finds events popping up in my area. So I'm in Orange County, California currently, and it'll find concerts, it'll find beach events, it'll find music events of various sorts, professional events, movies, all sorts of stuff. And you can see here that um, right now it's currently connected to 28 of 34 Orange County cities. And it's essentially every day finding new events that are popping up because I realized there's all sorts of events around me, and half the time I never hear about them. Sometimes I find out too late, like right as the event is happening on social media. I wanted to build something that's going to tell me in advance of all the cool things happening in my area, so I did build it. But I'm going to show you how you could build your own dashboard, not only for this, but to build all sorts of things for you. And it's going to be very easy. In this video, I'm actually going to walk you through how to do it. Let's go there right now. So here is the prompt, and it's very simple. You could take this prompt or you could come up with your own, which I highly recommend because you probably want to give it more direction on what you want your dashboard to look like and what you want it to do. But this dashboard has so many possibilities, and I'm going to touch upon those possibilities in a moment. This is just one narrow use case, and it's kind of like a financial slash business person dashboard. And I wrote, build a dashboard for me that updates every morning with my new important business emails and an infographic showing fluctuations and the day's chart of all three major US stock indices, along with a news snippet about the morning's market report. Any previous business emails that were flagged as important can be saved in a folder that I can access in a tab of the dashboard. For now, we won't plug in my email yet, but simulate a plethora of emails just to showcase and work with the layout. I also told it, give me 3 visual directions to pick from and include one that is high-tech futuristic. One quick note before I hit enter is you can change the reasoning. I usually am using 5.6 Soul High. You can move it up to extra high. And just a note, this extra high setting is only available in the work tab. So I'm going to get it going. I'm going to hit go or enter. And while it starts that, I'm going to go over a couple quick preliminary notes just for people who are really new to ChatGPT work, because I want everyone to be able to do this. And the important thing is you have to be in the work side of ChatGPT. Now, when I made a video a couple weeks ago and I didn't realize I could build dashboards like this. I talked about the models themselves, the different levels of 5.6 and the different reasoning levels. But now I've realized you can actually put together these different features in ChatGPT work, and you can build some amazing stuff that works for you while you sleep. This is a mini operating system that you can build for your business, for your personal life, and we're going to get into some of those use cases in a moment. But first, you have to be in work. Um, you can just tell it to build a site for you, or you can write at sites and you'll see it. You click it and it'll pop up in the window. And then if you ever just want to use scheduled tasks, beyond this use case, you can click here and see all your scheduled tasks on the left-hand side, and you can add other scheduled tasks as you go. Now, let's see here. It's probably still working. What it's asking me, what visual direction uh, should I build for your morning dashboard? Neon Command, Executive Morning Edition, Elegant, Ambient. Let's go with, I want it to show me Aurora. Show me three prototypes. That's what I wanted. Include an Aurora Borealis look. Okay, so it's going to work for us here. And sometimes it can take a little bit of time, but that's okay because it's working through this. And every now and then it does also ask you for permission. So keep an eye on that. And basically, the concept is you're building a dashboard which puts together these two features. And the two features you're putting together are ChatGPT Sites and ChatGPT scheduled tasks. So basically, it's updating the site as a scheduled task. And you're going to get a URL that you can keep private, so you can just keep the site to yourself, or you can make it shareable so that others, the public, can see the site as well. This is a great way to use ChatGPT work, and it's surprisingly flexible and can be used for a lot of different things. These are some of the use cases that I was thinking about that I think could serve a lot of folks. Health, right? So it could be actually connected to your Fitbit or similar health device. Just ask it when you're building the dashboard, how do I connect this to my Fitbit or my device? And it actually can connect to it. It's just a step you have to go through, and it's not that complicated either. So you could have your sleep, your workouts, your meals, your habits. You could keep track of your weightlifting log on there, and so on. Number two, you could have an influencer dashboard. So you can have it basically giving you content ideas. It could have a post calendar on there, and it can actually post things on social media for you. I'm going to show you that in a little bit on the second dashboard that I built. And it can give you ideas. It could do analytics on your social media. It can send you messages about sponsor follow-ups that you've received through emails, and it could even respond to emails. That's an important thing to know, whether that's an influencer or in a business owner dashboard. You can have it set up to not only give you a report on emails, if you want it to, it could respond to certain emails, which I would recommend you keep it to only certain types of emails that are easily templated, and you would want a template or style guide in that case. But you can also have a business owner dashboard, which is kind of like the one we're building here, though the investor finance one is also kind of what we're building. We're building a hybrid business owner investor finance dashboard right now. And there's just so many use cases for a business owner. It can track like your daily priority stack, your leads, your inbox, your cash snapshot, your revenue. There's so much a business owner can get out of this, out of having a personalized, focused dashboard for their business. You can connect it to your Google Drive, to your email, so much good stuff. Another one is the family HQ. So you could have a family headquarters dashboard. And the interesting thing about this is you could have cards for each family member and they could leave notes in there. You could have chore lists for different or errands for different family members, family reminders, utility bills, meals. People could chime in about what they want to eat Friday night for dinner and so on. There's so much you could do with this. Let's go back and see where we're at. Here are the three prototypes. It looks like it's about to give us those three prototypes. And while it's working on this, I'm going to show you another dashboard that I built. It's called the World Loom, and it's actually um, I'm using this dashboard more than the other one. And this one has to do with my writing and with a fantasy setting that I've been building over the years known as Etheria. And I have writings, I have lots of lore write ups that I've written over the years, hundreds of pages that I've built. And the interesting thing is, I was able to feed this all to ChatGPT basically just by having a dedicated Google Drive account. I have a folder with all this written information and lore about my fantasy setting, and it can access all of that. And essentially, based on my lore and my setting and my writings, it gives me setting appropriate um, suggestions or seeds every morning that I could revise. These are proposals that I could revise, that I could look at, that I could reject or approve. So I can read this one, the first threshold writes, and if I like it, I can accept it. It saves it in a folder, and later on I could add it to my writings, to my Word documents, etc. More often, I revise it and add my own touches, but here's what it looks like. You can go in and look at the whole lore entry, right? A witness threshold is not meant to grant property, yet it gives a family a remembered date. This is a little bit complex because it's about um, this this city where the western side of the city was basically destroyed, and so there's all these um, property disputes and whatnot. The first threshold writes are several related customs performed when a displaced household spends its first night in a dwelling it expects to keep. I'm not going to go deep on the lore, but just giving you the overall concept, right? I can reject it. I can actually revise it. So I can go in here and give it notes and say, you know what, I like this, but I don't like this. Let's actually add this and change this up. And then down below here, it gives me an idea also, context appropriate idea based on my writings for a post to my social media, to my X account. And if I approve it, it's basically, which I already did approve it, it allows me to post it to the X. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and post it now to X. And boom, it is publishing it, published to X. The live link is saved below. So there you go. It published it to my X. That's going. Let's go back here to look at our prototypes. And we'll continue. Maybe I'll show you a bit more of that dashboard later. But let me know which of these dashboards you prefer. This is our Aurora prototype. I think we're going to go with the Aurora prototype. These kind of look similar to me, though I do like this layout. Let's go with Aurora. Option one, right? So now it's going to take that idea and it's going to build this out for us so that I can show it to you and show you how this dashboard looks. And you're basically going through the whole process here with me. If you're enjoying the video, if you're getting value, subscribe. I'm Jess here, your host at the Latent Frontier, and I'm glad to share this content with you. I don't see a lot of people talking about this. I've seen people talking about ChatGPT work, but not too many people talking about how to create these dashboards. And these dashboards are so useful because you can basically use them in different areas of your life, and they're easy to build, as I'm showing. We're going to show you the finished product here in a moment, but just to finish on this other dashboard that I've built, my World Loom, there's a lot more to it. Like I can go in here and I have some of my things I've accepted as canon in my world. Some of the old proposals I still need to go through. I'm kind of behind. I can go through and look. You could see there's tons. So every morning it gives me 2 new proposals and it keeps going like that. And I can continue building on this dashboard. I can continue expanding on it as I wish over time. And the cool thing is, ChatGPT is your assistant. They're going to help you build this out. You just need to express what additions you want, what changes you want, and so on. So as it continues to build here, let's give it a moment. We'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll come back and see what it comes up with. Okay, we're back, and it looks like it is done. Let's take a quick look. I had my snack, and I'm back refreshed. Let's see what it came up with. It says the command center is complete and live along with an animated design, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and Dow charts, expandable morning market report, um, simulated business emails. Remember, you just want to plug in, set up the plugin for your Gmail or for your particular email. I think it can also connect to things like Outlook, etc. Searchable email archive, starred emails persist between visits on the same browser, responsive desktop and mobile layouts. It refreshes every morning at 8 a.m. Pacific. Now you can customize when the task takes place. Let's take a look. Right off the bat, I'm liking it. Okay. I can tell already these numbers are accurate for today's numbers, at least currently. Um, this is, I actually really like the look. We didn't even really give it that much direction on design, but this is great. Let's see. It came up with a nice email section here. So you could basically be looking at the market report, the market numbers, while also skimming over your new emails for the last 24 hours. This is really good. If you star them here, it saves them. So they'll be in your archive basically. Perfect. Yeah, this is the one we just starred. So we know it's working. Bluebird Art Center. Bluebird Art Center. Um, this is great. So here you can actually look through the emails. You can save some for later in the archive. And here you have a morning market report, which you can open up to read a full report. So if you're working within finance, this could be the type of dashboard that could work really well for you every morning while you drink your coffee and you get ready for the day and you start your business processes. But this is just the beginning. You can add other pages to this site. You could add other functions to this site. Let's see, technology leads, broad rebound, rates remain a risk going forward. The US stocks are rallying sharply, led by Microsoft semiconductor shares after stronger technology earnings. Perfect. I mean, that's what I was reading about this morning as well. It expands it a little bit here for you. It could make it into a longer article. Now, you can go tell ChatGPT, you know what, I want this to actually have more articles, go into more depth, pull different sources from the internet. And when I expand the market report, I want a full article that I could read through, not just a few tabs or cards. But all this is customizable. And I just wanted to give you an idea of how easy it is to build this, and that the fact that you can build it yourself, because this is technically the third or fourth dashboard I've built, and all of them have been fairly easy. Of course, every now and then it'll make mistakes, and you'll notice these mistakes, and you'll want to go in and just tell it to adjust them. Like, I could have it fix this little thing. I want it to make a bigger report, right? And it would go in and do that. But I think this gives you the overall concept. However, I do want to be completely forthright, transparent, and honest. There are still limitations to this, as amazing as it is, and I'm going to give you those limitations right here. Okay. Um, there's still some things it can't do. Sites is still in beta, right? And your sites are still living within ChatGPT. So if for some reason you lose your ChatGPT subscription, or something were to happen to ChatGPT, you could lose that site. Now, I don't think the latter is going to happen, but it's just something worth keeping in mind. The other issue is that um, there are publishing limits, or there's limits because if you're using way too much of your usage, you may have some sort of delay on the site updating. I have had a glitch where one of my scheduled tasks wasn't repeating, and I had to go in and tell it, hey, why is this scheduled task not repeating? And it was able to fix it. Now, this wasn't on a site, it was just a standalone scheduled task. But it's still beta, so keep that in mind. Tasks have limits. Right now, on Plus, you can have up to 5 scheduled tasks, as I recall. Now, this might be different on other plans. I think it's 5 across every plan. So you can't have like more than 5 scheduled tasks at the moment. It is possible if you're able to find that. Let me know in the comments how many scheduled tasks are on your plan. Maybe you have more than 5 at a time. The other thing is it's not tied to your projects. And I talked about this in my previous video. So your projects that you have in ChatGPT are not connected to scheduled tasks yet. And that's a bummer. That's something I wish OpenAI would include, because back in the day, they did have projects working in tandem with scheduled tasks. Yes, they used to have scheduled tasks way back, over a year ago, and a lot of people don't realize that. Then they removed them for a while, and now they've brought them back with work, which I'm glad they brought it back, but I would like to see it working with your projects again, because then it will be clued into all that valuable context. Now, there are workarounds. Like I told you, for my writing dashboard, I have it connected to a Google Drive folder that I set up specifically for that, so it has all that context. So you could just create your own context folder, and just a little tip, if you make those files markdown files, it's easier for it to work with it and to remember everything and to access everything. Not 100% necessary, but it does help. And it's not a full database, so you may want to review things if you're using things for business purposes. You may want to review very important, sensitive information just to make sure it's getting everything right, guys. And with that, you've seen how to create your own dashboard that's going to work for you while you sleep 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You've seen also that really you can build almost any type of dashboard, from health to a family headquarters to an influencer dashboard that posts to your social media to a business owner dashboard with analytics and data across your business and tasks that you have slated for the day, to investor and finance data, to creative writing dashboards like I'm using with my World Loom. The sky is the limit. Just get out there and experiment with one. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could tweak it as you go. Again, I am Jess from the Latent Frontier. If you enjoyed the video or got some use out of it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.